Big weekend over the weekend. High school football over the weekend. Ron Moshier standing by on the line from the Utica OD. Ron, it was a big high school football weekend.
Yeah, it was, Bill. And thanks for not bringing up the Giants, so I will.
Yeah.
Here's my headline, Giant Disappointment. How about that?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
To wait all day for that
I'm
game.
in mourning, so, their offensive line is non-existent, and if you don't have a quarterback that's at least a little mobile, you're in trouble. And we didn't even come close to scoring a touchdown. And the talking heads this morning are on ESPN are raving over the Cowboys' defense, but I think it's pathetic, inept offense right now. So,
well, you could be like me as a Bills fan. We're in first place.
Yeah, no, you were playing for first place yesterday and got it, so congratulations.
Wow, it was a tough game against a very, very tough New York Jets team.
Right. Well, okay, back to high school football. I'm working on
I was talking about high school
tomorrow.
football. The Jets, Bills. It was quite a high school game.
Yeah, I'm working on a high school football column for tomorrow, and we cover 25, 26 high schools. And, hey, Bill, I'll quiz you.
All right.
Of all those football playing schools in our area, 25, 26 schools.
Yep.
Name the three that are 2-0. We're only 2 weeks into the season, and only three of them are unbeaten.
Dollarville.
Yes.
Whitesboro and VVS.
Yes, and no.
Okay.
Ooh, very close.
I know Downsville is.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, you got the obvious ones, and that's what I'm going to write about. I have to get a hold of the first year head coach at Herkimer High School. Herkimer's 2-0.
Herkimer, I did see
Herkimer's
that.
beating Little Falls, and they beat a very good Frankfort team Friday night with a late touchdown. And I have to admit, I don't know much about this team. They lost a great running back last year in Antonio Aceto. They got a new quarterback, James Aiello, who I've got to find out. Now I'm going to show my age, but back in the 70s, there was a Herkimer American Legion baseball coach, Jim Aiello, and I've got to guess this is a relative. But anyway, Jim Aiello, Wyatt Renshaw, Adam Green, those are names that I know. I don't know those players in person because I haven't seen Herkimer in person. But right now they're 2-0 with close wins over Little Falls and a very good Frankfort Schuyler team. So, I mean, to me, that's a surprise. I mean, Whitesboro's going for 3 straight sectional titles. Dollarville played in the finals last year and got a lot of seniors who have been through it. Really, there are no surprises. But, this Herkimer team, I've got to check and see who they play this week. It very well could be Dollarville. I have not looked ahead to week 3 yet, but I want to rehash in tomorrow's column, rehash week 2, and that's going to be one of the points I make. That and I was at the traditional rivalry RFA at Proctor the other day, and Proctor just went smash mouth power football. They do have a Division I quarterback in Logan Wilcox, but with the other personnel that they have, they've gone to a double tight. At least last Saturday they did, and just ran over RFA. I mean, over 500 yards of offense. The only time they were stopped, they were in victory formation at the end with about a minute and 20 to go, taking a knee. They were 7 for 7 before that with 7 possessions, 7 touchdowns. I mean, it doesn't get any more efficient than that. And Landon Johnson, a 235-pound running back who did not play in the opener at the Carrier Dome, really has given them a different dimension. They got Jalen Woodson, who's super quick. This Brandon Treen runs hard, not as big as Landon Johnson, but gives them a little other element.
Yeah.
And then Landon Johnson, 6'2", 235, and usually you can't trust those heights and weights on rosters. Well, he's 235 on paper. I bet he's closer to 250, and he's a load to bring down, obviously. Wow. And he rushed for over 100. And
wow,
they just asserted themselves early and often on the ground and controlled the football. And like I said, they've got a quarterback. Wilcox could throw the ball 40 times in some other system, But right now, Steve Stripe, the coach, called him selfless, and that's what I'm going to point out in my column for tomorrow too. He doesn't mind only throwing it 4 or 5 times if they're going to win, and he actually ran the ball well too. I think he ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for another. So again, RFA's defense is not needs a lot of work. You know, they're giving up a ton of points the last few years, and so far after 2 games, the same thing. I mean, Central Square and Proctor just ran the ball right over them. So
that Proctor RFA rivalry is one of the oldest in the state, I believe.
I believe it is the oldest in the state, 1891. Obviously, you know, back then I believe it was UFA.
Right.
But I mean, as far as a Utica-Rome rivalry,
big.
There were a couple years, unfortunately, that they did not play, so it hasn't been continuous. But as far as dating back the farthest, I believe it is the oldest in the state.
One quickie here. I watched the game on Spectrum on Friday night. The game of the week the Friday night game of the week was Oneida, New Hartford. New Hartford had beaten CVA the week before, so they were 1-0. Oneida was going in 0-1. Close game, ended up with a field goal that determined the game. It looked like it was going to end up in a tie, but that was a very competitive game. But I wanted to mention this kid. Apparently, New Hartford has a radio station. They stream out and they have a whole.
Oh yeah, I've heard him, Joe
Puccio.
He is outstanding.
He's like a 10th grader, and they brought him on, and he was actually doing play-by-play for a part during the game. He was really quite good.
Oh no, I heard it. I actually once in a while put the headset on at work and listen to him. He's very, very good, and I do think he is an underclassman. That's a program. Cooper Deck, who played who played basketball and baseball for New Hartford, I think is the one who started that program, and I think it's called NHCR.
Yeah, it's a radio department. They also stream video live, and the kid I got to tell you, he was really good. So it was fun to watch him.
Whitesboro's been doing the same thing for years, but I believe those are adults. These are kids, and and I think they do a great job. To be honest, I mean. Hey, maybe one of them will be taking my job soon. So,
well, it'll be ours. They'll be taking, just for the record there, Ron. But listen, you can read all about it in the Observer-Dispatch. High school football, the place to go. Utica Observer-Dispatch. Ron Moshier, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, Bill.
All right, we're underway. That's week number 2 if you're keeping track of high school football. We're heading into the 3rd week already. Before you know it, I think they only go with like 5 games before all of a sudden, maybe 6 games before they start talking playoffs.
Wow. Yeah,
so we're moving.
6 games.
Yeah.